You are now listening to the Highly Evolved Podcast. You can find this channel on Twitter, Gab.ai, BitChute, and Minds.com. This is a Real American Patriot channel for Real American Patriot. If you're not a Real American Patriot, please exit the channel. Furthermore, we are not sponsored by any outside interference. That means we're unscripted, unrehearsed, and unedited. With that being said, transmission will commence momentarily.
Thank you for listening to the Highly Evolved Podcast. My name is Stefan. I'm your host, and today is the first week of June 3rd. All right, and today is the day where Donald Trump is at the UK meeting the Queen. It's not his first time meeting the Queen, but it's his first time. It's not his first time, but he's going there doing some diplomatic relationship, right? But this, upon his arrival, he's already been getting ridiculed by the media by saying that if you hear some noise, that's my dog in the background. By saying that he didn't shake her hand right, the way he shook her hand is more like a fist bump, right? And he's already been criticized, and before that he'd been criticized that he did not say anything bad about Angela Merkel. But I want to show you this not Angela Merkel, what's her name? Meghan Markle, whatever that Queen, the Duchess of Sussex, whatever that American, whatever her name is. All right, there's mudblood. But let me show you this article I want to share with you guys. What is it? Give me one moment here. There you go. Douglas McCann, President of Trump. I hope you listen to the Queen. You can have no better tutor, all right? But let's read this article. President Trump is meeting with the greatest leader in the world. I doubt she's the greatest leader in the world, the Queen. People are giving her way too much respect than she really needs, giving her way too much credit than what she deserves. All right. Known for the last 6 decades, plus a leader who doesn't get nearly the credit she deserves. She doesn't. For intelligence, strength, diplomacy, class, personal faith, sense of duty, and service of she has demonstrated during her rule. She doesn't. I cannot give her any credit at all. All right. The leader being Queen Elizabeth II. Whatever, man. As Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher once said, minister take her regular meeting with the Queen very seriously. They are quite businesslike, and the Majesty bring to bear the formidable grasp of current issue and breadth of experience. There has been few presidents of late who value real-world experiences and intelligence more than President Trump. With Queen Elizabeth II, President Trump is the present of very personification such real-world experiences, resolve, judgment, and grace. The most important thing he can do for himself in the United States is to simply listen to the word, be of the official state dinner, and later, if afforded the chances. Really, the truth listens. Here is a thought, wisdom, and advice for living in the history. Right? Learn from the British longest-serving monarch, once who began consulting the Prime Minister of Winston Churchill and witnessed the evil of Adolf Hitler and Joseph Stalin. Right? If anybody don't know the background about the Queen is an offshoot of the German people. German, the English language, is an offshoot of German language, German dialect, right? Is known as English because it's from England, basically. And there's a correlation between the English, the royal family. They have a German bloodline. That's where it comes from. That's why English and the language English and the language German are so similar when it's speaking, but there are some minor differences. But let's continue. When Queen II assumed the throne in June of 1953, just months after President Henry Truman left office. Since then, the administration of President Eisenhower, Kennedy, Johnson, Nixon, Ford, Carter, Reagan, Bush 1, Clinton, Bush 2, Obama have come on and gone. 2 years 4 months into his first term, President Trump has rarest chances to learn from the leader of the power for 66 years. Wow, look at that number, 66 years. A leader who have governed constantly since Trump was 7 years old, 7 years of age. She heard it all. Former Prime Minister David Cameron once described Queen Elizabeth II, a rock of stability in the world of constant changes. She is that, and a great deal more. Most of the problem comes from her rule. All right, most of the evil thing comes from her rule. I don't want to give the Queen any much credit than she deserves. All right, I'm not English. I'm not from the UK, so you people from the UK, by all means, do what you gotta do. But I'm in America, so the Queen don't bother me. I don't care about the Queen. All right, all the while, never panicking or wavering from the commitment of her values. While it is fact may be the duty of the British monarch, however, is express their political opinion in public. The over 6 decades since their coronations has given the Queen more real-life experiences than the leaders on Earth. Experiences that obviously has forged strong, authoritative opinion on most pressing issues of our time. Opinion which can, and very least, be shared by the private. If Queen Elizabeth is reluctant to give thoughts on the issue troubling the world, then President Trump must be wise enough to ask her to do so. If not this trip, then later. He could have no better tutor. The real and meaningful conversation of the Queen is not only an amazing opportunity, but could prove that to be the best, most lasting leadership courses the President will ever receive, said the former Prime Minister Tony Blair. To that very point, Queen has a huge history drawn upon, acclimated amount of experiences, and acknowledges is immersed very valuable, of whom is Prime Minister or President of the United States. President Trump is meeting with the greatest leader on all time. Rather than getting caught in a discussion of ceremonial fillers, he needed to recognize the wealth of information and knowledge sitting across him, and to find ways to engage her in an actual policy discussion. These people think it's that easy to talk, man. These people are just talking out their butt. That would be a duty of our nation, world history, handed down from leaders who have lived and experienced of almost century. A life lesson and political gift more valuable than the crown jewels, all right? The monarch, the British monarch, have some serious dark path, all right? If you guys aren't aware. All right. The Queen. I believe the Queen is given too much credit than she deserves. All right. She might, I don't know what kind of leadership she has. Oh my God. This is my opinion. All right. I believe the Queen is part of the Masonry. All right. I believe she's a part of the system. All right. She's part of what's going on wrong with the world right now. All right. She's embedded with the Jesuit. All right. She's embedded with the Freemason. All right. She's probably a reptilian for all we know. All right. This is a person who has a royal chambermaid. All right. If you don't know what a royal chambermaid is, the royal stool, whatever it's called, is a person that wiped the Queen's butt. The Queen cannot poop in irregular places. All right. For fear that somebody might take her DNA. So she had to have somebody who clean her butt at all times. That's how, when you look at how the royal society works, it's really weird and it's not normal. All right. So Donald Trump. So I want to let you guys know what Donald Trump's right now. He's at the Queen. All right. And for all I know, look, there's allegation and alleged allegation that Donald Trump is with the cabal as well, right? I don't doubt that. All right. As of right now, there's nothing out there to show that he's with them right now. But as soon as something, like I said before, as soon as something comes out with Donald Trump that I don't agree with, I throw him under the bus. I don't agree with 100% of what Donald Trump is doing, all right? All right, there's something I agree with, something I don't. But there's this allegation that right now that he might be a pansexual. He's with the Mason, the Scottish Free Rite, and all that stuff, right? Allegedly. But as of right now, as it stands, there's nothing that came out to prove that. But once something comes out to prove that, I have no problem throwing him under the bus, all right? What people I don't like is people who try to destroy America's sovereignties, take people's rights away from you, big government, all right? I'm American independent. I'm not conservative. Well, I'm more conservative than the liberal, all right? But I care about liberty, our free rights, all right? Once Donald Trump take away any of our rights, then I'll throw him under the bus, all right? There's allegedly that he might be a pansexual, a sexual deviance, but until that's been proven, right, I can only go for what I see right now in the news. But he's meeting with the Queen. The Queen have a lot of evil history, right? I don't really trust that Queen that much. Prince Charles, I don't trust the Queen that much. All these British monarch, you had to really question them, right? Why would you praise a British monarch? Is this a regular person, right? They just have a smaller bloodline. Their blood is very jacked up because they don't have any diversity, right? But I digress on that. But not unless they're God, I'll just treat them like anybody else. The Queen don't deserve any more respect than any other person I know. I give people respect when they deserve respect. All right? If they don't deserve respect, I won't give them any respect. All right? To me, the Queen is a regular person. She died. She's flesh and blood. She's able to she can't escape time. She's going to get older. All right? Her experience-wise, yeah, just because people live through those time frames, that doesn't mean they can make the right decision. Look at it. During that time, she didn't rule. She didn't have any policy dictatorship, right? All her power was just to represent England as a coat head, as a figurehead. Right? The people who rule England is the people behind the curtains. They're the people who rule England. Right? The Freemasons, the Knights Templar, the Jesuit, all the people from behind the curtain, they're ruling England, not the Queen. The Queen is just a figurehead. Same goes with the President. The President is a figurehead. All right? And for a British to have a German Queen, I find that kind of weird. All right? They're German lineage. All right? They're actually German. Queen Elizabeth is actually German. But I digress on that. I just want to report this news that Donald Trump is at England right now meeting with the Queen, and people are trashing him about how he shake her hand, what to learn from the Queen, da 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 da. I don't have any much more thing to say about that, but because of what I'm saying, Google is not monetizing my channel because I'm saying stuff that people don't want to hear. All right, because of that, I'm unscripted, unrehearsed, unedited. I mean, I can say whatever I want without being bound by any outside interference. All right. If you like what I do, please like, share, subscribe. You can find me in Minds, BitChute, Twitter, and Gab.ai. Most definitely like, share, and subscribe, because when you subscribe, you tell me that people are watching the show, and it encourages me to make more videos. All right. I'm not taking any donation. I just want people to think. Right. Make people question. That's the purpose of this channel, to make people question what kind of world they're living in. All right, just because you watch the mainstream media, Fox News, MSNBC, CNN, just because what they're saying, that doesn't necessarily mean it's true. Just because you read what's on the textbook, that doesn't mean it's true. Right? Remember, textbooks are published by corporations. Who to say the corporation have truth in their hands? Right? Who to say what the corporation is telling you the truth of anything? Right? I just want people to question what type of world they're living in right now. Right? But as of right now, I don't want to take too much of your time because I know your time is valuable. Thanks for listening to the HighlyEvolvedPodcast. My name's Fawn. And as always, I'll check you guys in the next broadcast. On that note, I'm checking out. Peace.